is Perry Miniatures French Napoleonic Line Infantry 1812 to 1815. An excellent addition to your Napoleonic French army, or part of a corps for building that French army up. In this set there are 42 miniatures. I'm going to turn this around. The nice thing about these Perry boxes is that it tells you how to paint, or at least give you the colors on how to paint your miniatures. So here's an example of a musician, and then the actual size of one of the miniatures in this box. So the nice thing about Perry's, aside from the amount of figures that you get, are that you also have flags included, as well as bases. Warlord and Wargames Atlantic don't include bases, so that's just one less thing that you have to worry about when you're buying a Perry Miniatures set. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. So first off are your bases. So you have a variety of different sizes here. I think these are 40 by 60, and if that's the case, then you would be basing these 6 to a base, at least for these larger ones here, and then 3 across here. I'm used to more of the 40 by 40 base and basing my Napoleonics in units of 4. But again, bases being included in the set are very convenient, and you might as well use them. That way you don't have to wait for new bases to come in if you don't have them. So next is the build guide or paint guide for the set here. Gives you all your colors, command, chasseurs, voltigeur, carabiners, drummer, and all that stuff. It gets even right down to the cuffs, as well as the colors on the hats here. On the other side is an example of how they are being based. So definitely 6 to a base on there, and then 2 for the voltigeurs. And then you have 2 flags here that are included, as well as a paint guide for Swiss infantry. So that's always nice. In case you don't want to field these as French, you can field them as Swiss, and your guide is right here. Alright, next up are your 3 sprues of infantry, and there are a lot of options on here. I'm gonna just keep one out here, and we will zoom in. Alright, here's a closer look at the sprue. So unlike some of the other kits, the command is integrated into the sprue here. Here's your musician, here is an officer, your banner bearer, and then 2 line troops there in greatcoat. Actually, one of them is a standard line troop. This one's a voltigeur or a grenadier. You can tell by the palm right there. And then again, this is a grenadier here in a more dynamic pose, probably loading his musket. Here are the components for the drum, some more heads and knapsacks, another head with the palm so that you could use that as a grenadier or a voltigeur. Here's another voltigeur in a more dynamic pose. And then another voltigeur, but this time in greatcoat. And then finally you get 6 infantry here, two of them with the larger palm so that you can use them as grenadiers or voltigeur. Again, you're going to have the majority of your voltigeur and grenadiers coming out of another set, and that's the Elite Company's box 1807 to 1814. But it's nice that they do include it in here. So that means that you have about 9 Elite infantry included with these sprues, and then you get 3 sprues, so that's 9. Anyway, Alright guys, here are a couple of the Perry line infantry assembled. I'm going to do a size comparison with the Warlord ones, especially since these are also greatcoats. So before we do that, as you can see, these were very simple to put together. Really, it was just 2 components, the main body and the pack, or the knapsack. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so bring one of these guys up, and then here's pretty much the size comparison with the Warlord. So you're going to notice kind of a big difference here. The Perry miniature is more slender, and the hands and head are not as large as the ones for Warlord. Again, Warlord has more of a heroic scale for their figures, but when you have these on the table, you're not going to notice too much of a difference. Again, they're pretty close in scale, or at least in size. They are the same scale, 28mm, but they're pretty close in size, and so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle to have these on the table. You're not going to notice it from about 3 feet away. So that's a size comparison. We'll do one last look of the two that I've assembled. And again, I love the parries because they are quite detailed, as you can see here. Unlike the Warlord ones, the cross belts on these guys are a little bit more raised, so it'll be a lot easier to paint the cross belts. At least for me, my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. So there it is. And there you have it, Perry Miniatures French Napoleonic Line Infantry 1812 to 1815. A great set to build upon your French army, or as part of a corps in creating a battalion for your French army for Napoleonic rule sets. So again, you get 42 miniatures in here. That includes command, so that's always a good thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you would. Click the bell notification icon to get notified of all new unboxings or any other videos coming out of the channel. And then click the link in the description below to join our Discord server. That's the best way I can personally interact with you and chit-chat you about Napoleonics, Black Powder, any other historical war games. So, alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more unboxing videos from Wargaming Noob Historical.